Welcome back to Ask Allison. Here is today's question. How do I transition from a brick and mortar practice to a fully operated virtual practice as an independent licensed clinician on insurance panels? First, I want to thank TherapyNotes for sponsoring Ask Allison. If you're looking for an all-in-one practice management system, you need to check out TherapyNotes. It's top rated on Trustpilot. It does all the back-end pieces a private practice requires. Schedule, charge, bill insurance, do your notes, send reminders, store your intake paperwork, complete online video sessions, all in one platform. You can get 2 months free to play with it by using the code ABUNDANT at checkout at therapynotes.com. So first, we make sure the insurance panels you're on are going to continue to cover virtual sessions. Some have since before the pandemic. Some have decided to stop. Some pay less for virtual. Don't get me started on that. Get really clear about what it looks like and make sure that you know how to code properly for virtual sessions so that you can get reimbursed properly. Think of your video conferencing platform as your office. Even the most expensive ones are much cheaper to rent. It's much cheaper than the most expensive video platform than it is to rent. So don't scrimp unless the free or cheap platform or the included platform in your practice management system handles all your needs and is reliable. You may consider upgrading your internet service and plugging directly in instead of using Wi-Fi. You've probably done some virtual sessions if you've been in private practice, so you may already have all this handled, but make sure that your lighting is good. It's hard to open up to someone if you can't see them well. And here's the good news. There are tons of therapists who were providing virtual-only therapy before 2020. They stayed full even though the average person would have been like, wait, what's virtual therapy? So now, thanks to the last 2 years, and all that is wrought, the average person knows about virtual therapy. It's not uncommon. It's not hard for potential clients to understand. In the transition to virtual, tell your in-person clients, if they aren't already virtual, that you're going to be meeting with everyone virtually from now on, starting at a specific date. Give them space to talk about what that means for them if they need it. And if someone really wants in person, have referrals you trust who are working in person right now. That would be a really good fit for these clients, for each client. It would be surprising if you lost clients in this transition unless they were about to graduate from therapy anyway, or unless there was something going on in your relationship that wasn't really meeting their needs. There may be a couple at most, if you have a full caseload of clients who are like, I really need in person. And that's okay. So you give them people who would be a really good fit. You do need a physical address for the insurance company, and you probably don't want to use your home address. I would advise against that, not knowing your client population. Some UPS stores can give you non-PO box addresses. Make sure you update your new address with the insurance companies. Marketing wise, you take your address off all your marketing materials from your website to your business card, all of it, and you say, serving clients in North Carolina or wherever you're licensed. You can add a page to your website about virtual therapy, but be careful with that. Some people's pages make them sound like they feel guilty and are trying to justify being virtual. Some people's pages overblow virtual as if it's like magical and better than in person, which just makes them look kind of defensive or desperate. We don't need to sell being virtual. It's common enough and accepted enough that you can just state that it's what you do, if that's what you want to do. Also on the marketing front, whatever you do now to get clients, you continue doing. The marketing strategies that were effective for in-person also work for virtual. A niche is potentially a little bit more important if you're virtual, but you're solid if your niche was working for when you were in person. So it's a really big decision to give up an office. And I know that transition can feel like a really big deal to you, but it's unlikely to impact how full you stay. Today's free workshop or worksheet outlines these steps for you in case you were thinking, oh, I wish I could write this down. We got it written down for you. I'll link to that to make it easier. Congrats on your decision. I hope the transition goes really smoothly. And if any of you guys have questions for Ask Allison, DM me on Instagram, where we're abundance_practice_building.